In this video I want to speculate about the possible return of a heartwarming character come Treyarch's next Zombies installment, likely slated for 2024. Whilst we have little to go on as it is, there has seemingly been an interesting pivot in the Dark Ether zombie storyline recently, and I haven't seen anyone talking about it yet, presumably because the interest in Vanguard Zombies' storyline was very low, so I wanted to bring it to the public eye as this could be important moving forward. Hopefully together we can decide if this change is as important to the future plot as it could be, or if it was simply because of Vanguard's time constraints and poor reception that it's an unresolved loose end. But to explain all of this, we have to begin in the past. This all starts back during the final seasons of Black Ops Cold War Zombies. During the lead up to and the release of Forsaken, we received a few pieces of intel that spoke of demons, Gabriel Krafft, and Wolfram von List, all teasing the future, well I guess technically past, storyline from Vanguard. In one intel found in Armada Onslaught, Dr. Strauss would speak about his recent readings on Krafft and his work.
Oscar Strauss, personal log, May 12, 1985. It is late. My insomnia has returned for the first time in years. I try counting sheep, but I end up counting sins instead. Viva says our conflict with Omega is coming to a head. The tipping point approaches. One final battle. Once more unto the breach, dear friends, once more. Two sides in the mix. Requiem, Omega, each desiring to destroy the other. One wild card in the deck, the Dark Ether desiring to destroy us all. I cannot say what outcome East and West will bring, but with the Forsaken, there's no doubt. Extinction. There is only one way to stop it. Close the gateways, sever our connection to the Dark Ether forever. That would mean the end of my research. The end of Ethereum. But if we do not act, it could mean the end of the world. I recently found myself reviewing old records in Requiem's archive from the war. I found documentation about a man who faced a similar conundrum. Professor Krafft, a demonologist, studier of the occult, a man forced to work for a great evil. Krafft's choice was not unlike my own, his life's work versus potential calamity. His choice speaks for itself, since we are here, now, to read the story of what he endured and accomplished. I hope I choose as wisely as he did.
The part of interest in this intel is the last few sentences. Strauss speaks of Krafft in a past tense and implies he had to make a very difficult choice to save the world. This and other mentions of Krafft through artifacts such as his journal in Black Ops Cold War all give the reader the implication that Krafft made a sacrifice to stop the Dark Ether from invading our world. However, that isn't what we ended up seeing with the conclusion to the Vanguard Zombies storyline. We expected him to perish and die, but that just wasn't the case. And this could be because Treyarch have had a change in direction regarding the fate of Krafft, and it could become relevant again in the future. And that's what I want to discuss in a little second, but first of all, I have an awesome message to share with you. This video has been kindly sponsored by 3on3 Freestyle Rebound, which is an entirely free-to-play basketball game available on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, so why not check it out? It's free, there's literally no reason not to. It's an easy, fast-paced street basketball game. Rebound allows players to work with their teammates to pull off rim-shaking slam dunks or inspiring alley-oops, flashy no-look passes, and clutch outside shots, which breaks the heart of the opposing team in competitive games filled with the joy and energy of street basketball. It features a 3v3 online multiplayer mode, as well as a 1v1 online multiplayer mode, both featuring a vast real-time online community where you can meet friends and people to play against. For Zombies fans, there's even a new Deep Winter Zombie mode, a unique event single-player mode that is a lot of fun and breaks the boundaries that the other games' offerings are limited to. Going outside the box, there is something for absolutely everyone in this game. There are many familiar modes such as Control, allowing you to use 3 characters of your own all by your control. In addition, there's a dynamic practice lobby. The game's unique free-to-play approach means that players can dedicate the time needed to master the game and become online street basketball legends. If you end up loving the game so much, why not pick up the Premium Ultimate Edition or Deluxe Edition of the game that comes with a forever subscription of 30 plus characters and the Battle Pass. Dive into a huge online community of potential teammates and competitors with real-time cross-platform matchmaking, so no matter where your friends are, you will be able to play with them. No more fighting over which platform you prefer. Perform your favorite basketball moves with ease within the first time trying it out. That is how easy the game is to grasp. The game is beautiful, featuring dynamic art powered by the Unreal Engine 4, play with vivid graphics inspired by the real-life street basketball courts. The characters all have unique skill sets. You can experience the 3v3 mode and try out different playstyles within the 1v1 mode. Pick your taste from 3-on-3 Freestyle's own roster of characters, whether the player wants a tall, lanky rim protector, a gravity-defying slam dunk artist, it's all there. You can make your own avatar in the Freestyle Village. In addition, in the Freestyle Village, you can find hidden treasure for free loot, and also join the belated Christmas spirit with a special fundraising event called a Send Support Event, also located in the Freestyle Village. Check out the new character that recently released called Double D, and be one of the first ones to try out his unique playstyle. So if you love basketball, particularly street basketball, be sure to check out the game for 100% free via the link in the description. Okay, so now fast forward a bit to the end of Vanguard Zombies. Krafft and Von List's conflict had come to a head, and the final spark was when Kortifex betrayed Von List. Upon exiting his artifact, Kortifex teleported Von List to the same room where Krafft was, and Krafft quickly grabbed his pistol. Von List revealed to Krafft that his partner, Sasha, was killed by him years ago, and that the letters he had received were penned by Von List, feigning Sasha's affection. Filled with righteous fury, Krafft shot Von List, killing him instantly. All that was left was stopping Kortifex. However, once Kortifex became the Archon, we never really saw Krafft be forced to make any kind of sacrifice like we were expecting from the implications of Cold War Zombies' intel. The Special Forces team went into the Dark Ether and defeated the Trials of the Construct, allowing them to take down Kortifex permanently. And while this does line up with what Strauss said about the Dark Ether being separated from reality and an invasion prevented, I do find it strange that Krafft's sacrifice was never an addressed plot point. I guess Sasha was sacrificed, but this was something completely out of his control and happened way previously, and Von List was just manipulating him, pretending he was still alive, to try and get Krafft to do his bidding. But that wasn't really a sacrifice by him, since he had no choice in the outcome of Sasha. There is no radio where he talks about regrettably losing access to his research, or a time that he was forced to sacrifice his life to stop the invasion like we thought would happen. This leads us to the line of questioning I want to spur with this video. Why did this happen? There are a multitude of answers that are possible, but the most likely answer falls into one of two categories. The story was misread by us or Strauss in Black Ops Cold War, and Krafft was never meant to have been implied to be dead. Or the Vanguard Zombies ending was changed either for the plot of the next Treyarch Zombies game, or because they shifted to round-based gameplay midway through the season due to the poor reception I mentioned previously, and this could have led to them changing a lot of things in regards to how the storyline concluded. If the story was misread by us or Strauss, that would pretty much end the discussion here. However, I do not think that this is the case. I think, judging by the relatively rushed quality of Vanguard's ending, with it lacking any proper ending cinematic or wrap-up or even any direct tie-in to the Cold War Zombies story, that the story was changed from whatever it was originally intended to be. We were all expecting to see Kortifex eaten by Zykov that would end up giving him powers that would lead to him becoming the Forsaken, after he consumed future Elder Gods too. But we never saw that, and it's really only implied that Zykov might stumble along Kortifex's body after it was left at the bottomless depths of the Dark Ether, and then he would consume that deceased body, but we were expecting to see it in some sort of physical way to at least confirm it for us. But due to budget constraints, it seems like that never ended up happening. I think that, at least particularly, these changes, like I said, can be attributed to the game development. After Duranfang and Terra Maledicta both essentially flopped, they pivoted their design direction and began to produce round-based maps with the release of Shin Onuma. But I do not think that this is the first time Treyarch have been forced to change course during one of their stories, and the writers can definitely still make sure necessary events for the plot would happen even if we got different maps, especially so in an experience like Vanguard, where a majority of the plot events take place outside of the maps in intel and radios. If we look back to prior Treyarch games, they have a consistent pattern of setting the key plot points for their next experience within the ending of the last one. In Black Ops 2, we saw the introduction of Primus, who would be main characters for the rest of the story. In Black Ops 3, we saw the introduction of the Cycle and the Great War, both being pivotal plot points in the next game, with us breaking the cycle. And in Black Ops 4, we saw the survival of Sam and Eddie, who would both be important players in the plot for Black Ops Cold War Zombies, with them being the only characters to step forward into the new universe. With this pattern of information in mind, I find it at least reasonable to assume some of the later elements introduced in the plot of Vanguard Zombies will be important in the next Treyarch experience. The real question is the survival of Gabriel Krafft one of those elements? And if so, what could this mean for the future? Is he dead by the time that Black Ops Cold War takes place? Could we see him again? It's weird how we only saw past things in regards to Krafft in Cold War Zombies, and no mention of him being currently alive. I speculated in my entire Vanguard Zombies storyline video about the fact that he definitely influenced a lot of what we saw in Cold War Zombies in terms of Requiem's scientific phonema knowledge, but with him only being confirmed alive as of 1944, the fate of him is currently unknown. Of course, he'd be very old by the time Treyarch's Next Zombies installment picks up in the 90s, but information could be filled in through flashbacks, intel, or radios. Maybe at the time that Vanguard Zombies' storyline was being concepted, they did intend for Krafft to die at the end, but now they might be seeing Krafft as a lovely and charismatic and heroic character that they want to see return in the next game. And I think if we were to see him again, that would be awesome, and if the reasons for that ending being changed are not just down to constraints, then maybe that could be the reason Treyarch could be setting up Krafft's return for the next Zombies game. Give me your thoughts on these questions in the comment section down below, and hopefully we can spur a discussion in the community that will take us somewhere fruitful in the future. Keep an eye out on my uploads as soon as they release, so you can keep taking part in these discussions in the future. Anyways, thank you for watching the video, make sure to subscribe if you're not here for the latest and greatest Call of Duty news and information. So anyways, thank you for watching, and bye.